the Los Angeles Chargers, it appeared to be, joined the New Orleans Saints last night in winning a home game that really was a road game that was really a home game.
That's true.
Because that was a Raider crowd last night, and that was the fear here in Los Angeles for the Chargers. And the fear here in Los Angeles of the Chargers fans that I know, and there's Dr. Bobby Katz, who delivered all three of my children, and I'm waiting to see, and delivered your child, delivered Cage, Xander, Coop, and Taylor, and he's a diehard Chargers fan, and I'm waiting to meet another here in L.A.
I know two.
I know they exist. I'm having a little bit of fun while also giving a shout out to the man who brought children into the world.
Shout out Dr. Katz.
And that was the fear, is that, hey, in this new beautiful stadium, as they're trying to gain a footing in a town where their history, stopped in the early AFL days, right? That how are they going to fill up that stadium? And when a team like the Raiders, who have a much longer standing and deeper tradition and roots here in this town of Los Angeles, what's going to happen when the Raiders come to play? And it was a Raider home game last night. You could hear it from the television set. You could hear how quiet it was when the Chargers took a 21-0 lead, and how when the Raiders came storming back in that third quarter, things were getting a little bit out of control for the Chargers. And when Brandon Staley, the head coach of these Los Angeles Chargers, came on this show right before the season, I said to him, because I heard from people in this town, and I heard from, we had Keenan Allen on this show, and I saw Keenan Allen on a golf course here, and I asked him what he thought of his coach, and he's like, I love the guy. And all you heard from everybody who knew anybody who was a Charger, a player in that locker room, that was the word in this town. Love the guy. Buying what he's selling. And, Brandon Staley, when he came on this show, he was talking about what he was selling, and it made me want to go through a brick wall. And I kind of said to him, how are you going to stop the Chargers type things? How are you going to stop, I didn't put too many fine points on it, but he understood what I'm talking about. The Charger things, where you got 4 cracks from inside the one, and not only do you not win, you score twice, but 2 of the scores get called back due to replay, and then you fumble around the goal line. That's exactly what happened to the Chargers in Tennessee a couple years ago when Melvin Gordon was there running back. How are you going to fix the Charger things like missing field goals, creating penalties, that shooting yourself in the foot, all that sort of stuff? And he basically said, well, we're going to have a plan. And, when we have a plan and we stick to it, and it sounded like coach speak. But then we had Joey Bosa on the show yesterday, and he said that he went in before the game in Kansas City. The coach told them the way it was going to work out in Kansas City. We're going to get up on them early. They're going to make a run, and we're going to have to withstand the run. That's exactly what happened. And when those things materialize in a game, that's what he meant by having a plan, talking it out with the guys, so when it happens, when the adversity hits, they're kind of ready for it. It sounds simple. It sounds so simple. Because if, you lose and you don't get up on them early, you could basically say, hey, I was trying to, I'm being positive here. But then it also doesn't materialize the way your coach says it's going to materialize. And when a coach does those sorts of things, it leads to positive results. Win in Kansas City. Last night, I'm telling you, a 21-0 lead turns into 21-14, and the Los Angeles Chargers faithful, who go way back to San Diego, will be like, uh-oh.
How are we going to blow
what's
this?
Here we go again.
We go again.
Justin Herbert, first half, winging it all over the place. Second half, third quarter, bupkis, nothing. Well, Austin Eckler makes plays. Defensively, they make plays. And, the Raiders dug themselves too deep a hole. Couldn't dig out of it. And the Los Angeles Chargers improve to 3-1, just like the Raiders, just like Denver. And the Los Angeles Chargers are in first place in this division with 2 others, yes, but one that they've already beaten. And also because the team in last place at 2-2, they've beaten them. That's 2-0 in division. That's 2-0 in division. The Broncos haven't played a division game yet. And now the Chargers are 1.5 up on the Chiefs, a half up on the Raiders, 2-0 in division. And this is where you want to be at, I guess you could call it the quarter
essentially
post point. Like all of us in the media right now, we are so dying to do what we do every year, which is, the first quarter of the season awards,
quarter post award.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, but the 17th regular season game is throwing off math. We don't do math.
Definitely.
I was told there was no math on this test. We're just watching sports and talking about it. I'm verbal.
Me too.
I killed the verbal part of the SATs. The math, no bueno.
What's the reciprocal fraction?
So I guess what? Like, in between the first and second quarters because there's one extra game, I guess. So one extra quarter of week 5, that's it right there. That's your quarter post part. But at any rate, this is where you want to be if you're the Chargers right now. You've already won in Kansas City. You got that in your back pocket. You don't have to go there when it's 5 degrees and crazy. You got Kansas City when Mahomes is careless with a football in September in a way that he's never been. And you got the Raiders in your building out of the way. I'm telling you, it's going to be an easier game for the Chargers in Vegas than it was in their own house last night, where they're looking around and they're going, "What the hell's going on around here? I got to go silent snap count my own house."
What the hell's going on out here?
How many times did you see Herbert put his hands over his ear holes to hear what the play's coming in from the home sideline?
Yeah, that was weird.
A couple times they had to call timeout. They had a false start in the first quarter. They got through that. They're through those two. The two toughest division games for them, with all due respect to Denver, is at Kansas City and home versus the Raiders. Because at least when you're going to Vegas, you know what you're getting into. Your own house. Your second game in your own house with fans. And it's Dallas and it's Raiders fans in your house. There's a ton of people. So they're through all of that, and they almost came out with a W against the Cowboys, but Chargers things happened in that game, right? Crazy-ass penalties. Tony Corrente all over the place. So the Chargers are what they are, which is a team with a terrific quarterback, and if he can stay healthy, game-changing running back, some wideouts who can catch. Jared Cook, when he's not coming up with a penalty or putting the ball on the ground, is a terrific tight end. And I know that's a lot of ifs. And then defensive players like Bosa, Derwin James, and the rest of them. This is going to be a tough out, these Los Angeles Chargers.
They have some huge receivers.
They do, man. And they didn't really use them last night sometimes.
Mike Williams kind of one catch.
And the guys in the booth on Monday Night Football were pointing out the difference in size between the Chargers receivers and the Raiders defensive backs.
Yeah. Rich, your favorite player, Jared Cook, had a night.
Yeah, no, that's what I said. And by the way, play of the night, though. Play of the night was Hunter Renfrow on punt return, seeing the fake coming, and then with a perfect tackle, perfect time, wrapped up, broke up the pass. And the Raiders, did what they had to do as well once they were down. This is going to be fun. This is another deep-ended pool out west, not just the NFC West, the AFC West. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.